Say hello to the BSA Scorpion TS. Hi guys, this is RACKNLOAD and BSA have brought out a new one. So what's this all about? Well, what I will tell you is I'm quite impressed with this little rifle. Accuracy wise, it's bang on. But that's just jumping ahead, so I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Now, this thing at present, as I do this review, there isn't a great deal of information specs wise on this rifle, okay? So I'll do it my way, and I've not got any scales. So it's about average weight, but I've got a tape, okay? So I can give you those sort of specs. Overall length is 36 inches with an 18.5-inch barrel or 470mm barrel. There's your specs. Yeah, that's how we roll here. They'll be online soon. I'll throw them at the bottom of down there in the details of the video. So the Scorpion TS. What is the Scorpion TS? Well, is it a cheap ultra? Kind of, or is it just a cheaper version of the Scorpion? Well, it is, but I think it's just as good. Now, how do they keep the price down? Well, it's got a synthetic stock. You know, it's not soft touch. It's just sort of polymer. In fact, do you know what? It's quite nice. I love the shape of it. The feel of it is pretty good. It's got a slight bit of texture into it. And on the pistol grip, you've got like a slightly rougher texture, and with these panels here as well, you've got like, I don't know if you can see them in the light, 3 different panels here showing a bit of, you know, rougher texture than the rest of it. It is what it is. It's, I'd say, a bit of a blank canvas if you wanted to do a paint job on that. That's the way I look at that. But no, I like it. I think it feels good. The stock does. It's a project stock, I think. I like the way it's pre-drilled for sling swivel studs if you require them. I don't think they were in the box. And there's a hole again ready for that. That's your takedown nut there. If you want to drop it out of the stock. I'd say it's a blank canvas. If you want to camo a gun up, and you're a big fan of the Scorpion and you're a big fan of BSAs, I think this is one, and it won't break the bank. I mean, they are under £500 here in the UK at present, at launch pretty much. They've only been out a couple of weeks as I am literally doing this review. So it is what it is. So, but yeah, you're talking about 100 shots per fill. Okay, out of, I don't even know how big it is. I can't find the specs anywhere, guys. Oh, hang on. I think we've got them on there. Well, it's 232 bar. I don't know what CC that is. So, like I said, I'll put all those details down below in the details of the video as and when I get them. What a pretty cool rifle. I love the way the barrel is totally free floated like that, so there's not like a barrel band there. I just love the way it's seamless. That is really cool. It's threaded as well, so you can throw on a mod. I did find it was a little loud, but it's kind of hard to tell where I shoot on my little range here at the Rat Cave. I've sort of got walls either side of me, so it's a bit echoey as well, which don't really help matters. Your filler area is there, pretty standard. And there is your manometer in there, if I can show you and get it in focus. There's your cocking lever, again standard on the Scorpion. I think you can swap it around to lefty if you want to. Obviously I didn't. This is a loan gun, kindly on loan from Livens gun shop here in the UK. There is safety catch. I like the safety catch. It's fairly quiet. It's a little stiff. I mean, it's a new gun, but trigger is nice. Would I adjust it? I don't know whether you can, to be honest, on this one. I've not done it. Butt pad there is fairly hard rubber. You've got BSA's logo on the stock there. Totally ambidextrous, which I am a big fan of. Real fat sort of pistol grip and straight as well. Fairly straight, so nice pistol grip on it. Just a nice feel to this gun overall. I do really quite like it. Now, basically, the TS, the Scorpion TS, it gives you a higher shot count than like the BSA Ultra, whilst using the same barrel and the trigger setup. But obviously, it's cheaper, so you know there's nothing wrong with a bit of cheapness, especially in this day and age. And I don't mean cheap as in cheap and nasty. I mean cheap as in, you know, save yourself some pennies. We all want to do that at the moment. Now, amazingly, I mean 100 shots per fill, that's pretty good going. I lost count of how many shots I had. I've not quite sort of run it dry, and I wouldn't do anyway, but I got quite a few mags out of this thing. And it's quite interesting because they call this rifle a naturally regulated rifle. Basically, it self-regulates without the need for a regulator. Don't know how they do that, and I ain't even going to try and explain it, even if I did know. So Google that as well. But it works well. And I did chrono this gun. I'll throw that in on screen. And it was fairly consistent, but I'll give you all the data on that. On screen. Magazines are your conventional BSA magazines, which are great. Love them. You know, they just work. So yeah, really like the magazines. If you don't know much about them, basically, obviously you have to pull the bolt back, and you just load your pellets in, spin it around to the next one, and it's under spring tension, and you literally just drop it in like that. It's a magnet that sort of sucks in the magazine, so that is really cool. Now, while we have got it cocked, we may as well, in fact, I'm going to put the magazine back in because I won't lose it then. So there is nothing in, that's it, put it in properly. There is nothing in the magazine, but let's give the trigger a pull just to see what it is doing. Might be a little bit loud, but let's just see what it's doing, this trigger, for you trigger snobs. Hold tight, here we go. Oof. 1 pound, 14.5 ounces on the trigger. That is a nice trigger. Very nice indeed. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Accuracy. How did it go? Accuracy wise, well, here's my target. I will throw in footage on screen right now. This thing is pretty damn accurate. Now, don't worry about the bullseyes. We're not concerned about that. We're concerned about grouping. Okay, so I zeroed with 1 pellet, and then I didn't zero with a change in pellets. So that's why the groups move. But as long as it's grouping, that's all that matters. You can soon readjust for those. So, first pellet I used was the JSB Jumbo RS Diablos. Okay, I used those. I'll just show them you. Pretty decent pellet. So I used those. Those are 13.43 grain. And finger just for scale. That's how I got on with those. Okay, next one was the H&N Barracuda 15s. These ones are 15.89 grain, so these ones are a little bit sort of heavier. They're quite a long pellet. Those are. So they're the Barracuda 15s. And they grouped really well. Really, really well. Obviously a little bit lower because they're heavier. But that's how they did. Pretty damn good, if you ask me. So very impressed with them. Then I used the Barracuda Hunters, the hollow points. These are a heavy pellet, 18.21 grains. These ones are. These are devastating pellets. I mean, look at the, you can see, look at the hollow point in them things. What? Let's see if we can, let's show you up close. Don't know if you'll be able to see that. Look at that for a hollow point. What? Oh yeah. The rats love them things. They absolutely adore them. Those group pretty well as well. I thought they'd sort of go up, sort of here, there and everywhere. But no, they group well. This is 30 yards, by the way, guys. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. No, it's not point blank, before anyone says. It's 30 yards. They group really well. Then I used, now these ones are often problematic in some guns because they are lead free. They are tin, these pellets are. These are the Barracuda Greens. These are 12.96 grain, a bit more shinier because they are tin. Now these can be a little bit temperamental in some rifles, but this BSA did pretty good with them. That's the first group. Obviously they're going a little bit sort of that way because, you know, the group's moved a little bit, but they're still grouping decent. Decent. So, not bad. And then last but not least, I used the JSB Hades. These ones are 15.89 grains. Let me show you those. Again, rats love these. And these grouped pretty well too. A little bit heavier, but they dropped, that's where they landed. Decent groups. So yeah, pretty damn impressive accuracy wise this rifle is. So nothing wrong with accuracy at all. Right, I've not got the box with me. The box is not massively impressive. It's just a cardboard box, but the manual is not bad. All your sort of usual do's and don'ts. But all right, it's black and white, but I can deal with that. But you know, it's not the best manual. You know, it's literally just 2 pages, and then it's in sort of different languages. So it's not, yeah, but it tells you the, you know, tells you what you need to know. I mean, they could do a little bit better. I mean, look at those photographs, black and white. No, not great, not great. So I'm not going to rave about the manual. But other than that, the rifle is decent. I was quite impressed with a sub £500 rifle. Just in case you're wondering, riding on top is a Hawk Frontier first focal plane. It is a 5-25 times 56, so quite a big scope. I'm running sports match mounts on that, and by the way, it's a dovetail rail on top. Okay, so, but yeah, not a bad rifle at all. Like I said, for sub £500 here in the UK, and like I said, an ideal project gun. If you've got bored of that stock, you could soon hit it with some cool colours or cool camo. You know, it'd be an ideal budget rifle, you know, to sort of throw about around the farmyard, I think, and do some decent pesting. Yeah, a little loud, I think. Needs a mod, definitely. But other than that, 100 shots per fill, you know, not bad at all. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching. That is Rack and Load. See ya.